Okay, I'm over in Facebook Ads Manager and I'm going to show you how to go about setting up reports to make educated decisions about your ad campaigns. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do, this is from the opening screen from Ads Manager, we're going to go to Filters and create a new filter. Okay, and the first thing that comes up is campaign name contains. So this is going to be where you put in your campaign name. Okay, which will be the name of your product or something similar to that, and hit apply. Okay, so what I'm going to do is firstly change this to all ad sets, so I can break down by ad set. Next, I'm going to set the date range to be what I want. So usually, as I teach, when you see the slides for this section of the course, I'll be looking at the performance of the ad sets over the last 7 days. Okay, so I'm going to pick a 7-day period. This was a shirt I ran last month. So I'm going to pick a 7-day period and we can assess what happened. Okay. So next, what I want to do is get the breakdown of information that I'm after. Okay, so to do that, I'm going to want to customize the columns. So you click here, and well, firstly, I'm going to select. You can customize your columns, then you can save the columns that you've customized. So I'm going to select a set of columns that I've saved previously. Okay, and I'll now run through the exact columns that you'll want in your report. Okay, so if you go to customize columns, so it gives you a whole load of available data for your reports. So what I'm interested in is reach, so that's how many people my ad has shown to. So I'll get a breakdown of these for each of my ad sets. Then as I come down, these are my costs, so cost per 1,000 impressions and the amount I've spent promoting to that particular ad set. And then coming down further, what I'm mainly concerned with is what's happened with my pixels. Okay, so here I have purchases. Make sure you have the custom audience pixel data here. Adds to cart, custom audience pixel, and content views. So these are the files of the 3 main event pixels I have on the site. And then if we keep coming down, we have cost per purchase. Again, custom audience pixels. That's how much I'm spending for each purchase on the website. Purchase conversion value, which is really important because it's telling me how much money I've actually made. Okay, because each purchase could be for multiple products. So we need to know what the purchase conversion value is overall. And finally, what do I have? The click-through rate. Okay, and that's it. So I don't usually concern myself with the shares and the comments and the likes and all of that. I'm really just interested in how much I've spent, how many people have seen my ad, and how many pixels have fired. Okay, and so when we come back again, we can see the following data. Okay, so if we look at the results at the bottom, so this was after a week of running this particular campaign. So I've gone through stage 1 and I'd started in stage 2 of the optimization funnel. Okay, and you can see that I've spent $426. So in fact, the first stage started to go quite well, which is why I ended up creating, as you can see, quite a number of ad sets for this campaign. Okay, so I've spent $426. Which has yielded 44 purchases and $1,486 in sales. Okay, and note that that is not all going to be profit. So my profit from my store is roughly 50% of the value here after you take off the various fees and the amount I have to pay suppliers to have these products shipped. Okay, so from the 426 I've spent, I've made roughly $750. Okay. Which I'm quite happy with after phase only completing the first phase of the optimization funnel. So what I would do at this stage, firstly, having checked overall I'm happy with the campaign progressing, what I'm going to want to do is sort on cost per purchase. And I will normally take the highest ones to the top and the lowest to the bottom. So I can now at a glance see which of these ad sets have been performing well and which have been performing not so well. Okay, so from the bottom, the first ones that I wouldn't be so interested in are the ones which have made no purchases at all. Okay, so over a period of a week, if they've made no purchases, I'm going to go ahead and switch them off over on the left hand side. Then coming further up, we have the best performing ad sets. Okay, so we've got some very good performers in here where we're spending only $3, $4, $5 or even $6 or $7 per conversion at this stage. I'm quite happy. Okay, so you can see this one I've spent $36 and that's brought in $322 in sales, which is great. Okay, so I'm going to take particular note of the interests or the ad sets here, which in fact I've grayed out the ad sets because I don't want to give away the interests I was targeting with this campaign. However, they are a combination of the broad interests and grouped precise interests that I talk about in stage 1 of the ad optimization funnel. Okay, so I will be taking the ones that have performed well and I'll be using those as the basis for creating new ad sets as we progress through the optimization funnel. Okay, so these ones are all great towards the bottom. As we move up, where I've been spending around about $12.55, again I'll be happy to keep those because as we can see when we look at the purchase conversion, these are all still either in profit or breaking even. Okay, so I'll be happy to keep all of those ones going. I would kill off the ones that are higher up, so 18 and above cost per conversion, and I would then go about creating new ad sets based on the new information, so from the ad sets that have been performing particularly well. Okay, the other thing that you can do, rather than breaking down by ad set, you can do breakdown by placement. And if, for example, I wanted to break down by placement but not split it down by ad set as well, I can select all campaigns. And I'm going to go back to placement again, break down placement. Okay, and then I'll want to get my own custom audience pixel performance column set back again. Okay, so now we have a breakdown of this campaign by placement, and we can see, in fact, okay, so we've spent $204 on desktop ads, which has made $868 in sales. We paid a similar amount, $198 on mobile devices, but it has only brought in $588 in sales, which is quite interesting. Okay, because it turns out that in fact the traffic was about half on desktop but has made more sales. So on the face of it, it would appear that it would be more profitable for me to concentrate on running to desktop, although mobile's been profitable too. So as I progress forwards with this campaign, I would most likely start splitting out my ads by mobile and desktop to see if this pattern continued. Okay, and then a further breakdown I can go for is age and gender. Okay, and from this, what can we see? Well, 18 to 24, I was only promoting this to a female audience, and we can see that 18 to 24, there were no purchases. Okay, and few adds to cart. Okay, as we go down, 25 to 34, there were some purchases, but the cost per purchase was quite high. So what I'm finding already is this shirt is resonating much better with 35-year-old and above. Okay, and yeah, as you can see, for the 35 to 44, I've spent 127 to bring in 604 in sales. 55 to 64, I've only spent just under $50 for 238 in sales. Okay, so again, I can use the data that I see on this report to feed into my later campaigns. So when I'm running potentially demographic only campaigns in the evergreen stage, I would probably only run it to females from 35 and above. Okay. The other thing to note though is Facebook will be taking care of this part of the optimization itself if you let it. Okay, which is why you'll see much less reach and much less ad spend, for this demographic where there have been less sales, because Facebook has determined quite quickly that there aren't many sales or ads to cart or content views coming out of this particular demographic, and so it will be curbing the spend automatically. Okay. However, it's more information that you can bear in mind as you go forward to progress through the ad optimization funnel. Okay, I hope you found this video on how to use the Facebook reports useful, and I'll see you in the next one.